Hey everybody, this is Pastor Tim. I hope you're doing okay today. It's Monday afternoon and I just got done with a run and I don't know what it is. My brain works better when I'm on the move. Maybe it's the blood flowing, the endorphins going. I'm not really sure what it is, but I just feel better, more energized when I'm on the move. And it made me think that I should do a video on the move. Of course, right? But it also got me thinking about how we're looking at the road trips of the Bible and how that is an indicator that God is also on the move. Now, what do you mean by that, Pastor? Well, what I mean is that God takes you from where you are to where God's desire for you to be. So what did we learn? On Easter Sunday, we looked at the road to Emmaus, the two disciples dejected, yet they had heard some stories, some rumors about the raising of Jesus, but they weren't convinced and they were very sad and they were dejected as they were walking back to Emmaus. And then they had this encounter with Jesus. Even though they didn't know who he was, they knew something was exciting about him. They longed for him to stay with them, and then they only discovered who he was after he broke the bread and gave it to them at the communion table. So we have a God who takes us from our dejection and rejection and takes us and makes us discover again his plans. It says he unveiled the scriptures to them and showed them what God must do and all these things and renewed their faith. So God took them from where they were to where God wanted them to be. And then we looked at, on Sunday, we looked at the story of Abraham and Sarah, the incredible journey that God has in store for them to create a new people, to be a blessing for the world, a new nation, not to be a nation like all other nations before them, to assert their own power and prestige, but to lift up the people of all the people of the world and to show them God's heart through their life together in covenant. So that is the powerful taking of Abram and Sarah before they became Abraham and Sarah, and taking them from where they were and moving them to God's future for them. So the response to God's promise is faith, and faith is the willingness to relinquish your present to take the risk to discover God's future for your life. That's what faith is. It's not a noun. It's a verb. It's an action. It's on the move. That's a God who's on the move. Think about it. Well, anyway, so this Sunday what we're going to do, we're going to look at Jacob, the grandson of Abraham and Sarah, the son of Isaac and Rebekah. And he's a twin, the second of a twin. Esau was the first to be born, and he was the second. And we have some pretty phenomenal stories here about how he was kind of a cheater and a deceiver, and he cheated his brother out of his birthright, and he skipped town, and then he gets deceived himself into marrying the wrong woman. I mean, I know, Hollywood, eat your heart out. This is crazy stuff, right? It's a soap opera. But anyway, so then ultimately it comes to a head, and he has got to figure out, he's got to go home. God is calling him back. God is calling him back to be the leader of this family and to continue this march towards a great nation. And he just has it out with God. They have this wrestling match, and at the end of it, he gets a blessing, and the blessing is he has a new name. He's no longer Jacob the deceiver and cheater. He's now Israel, the one who struggled with God and is spared. And so I want you to know that story can also be your story. Maybe you've done some stuff in your past. Maybe there's things that you really regret. Maybe there's things that people just can't let go of that you've done. Well, guess what? God has a desire for your life. God has a desire for your life that's greater than your current situation. And so what you have to know is faith is stepping into that. Faith is saying, okay, God, I'm going to relinquish what I know now, my current situation. I'm going to relinquish that and risk that you know what's best for me, and I'm going to step into that, and I'm going to follow your tugs, and I'm going to follow your nudges, and I'm going to follow your call upon my life. And that's hopefully what the power of the church is the church can help us discern that. And so I hope that you can learn that. We are doing a Bible study on Wednesday nights via Zoom. The Bible study is, we're looking at these stories as well. We're going more in depth, having good conversation. It is a delight. The Zoom link should be on this email. If not, let us know. We'll send you the Zoom link to get in on Wednesday night at 7. But also Facebook Live on Sundays at 10:30. We're going to continue to do that, and we're going to continue to look at the road trips of the Bible. Where God is taking us is going to be amazing, and where God has taken these stories, these people in Genesis, Abraham and Jacob, and then we'll look at Joseph, and then we'll look at other prophets. We'll look at Elijah, and we'll look at Job, and we'll look at Jonah, and we'll look at, and of course, more stories about Jesus. And we're just going to look at all these things, and it's going to be amazing because God is on the move. So I hope that you can join us. I hope that you, even though we have to shelter in place, stay in place right now, I hope you know that something's on the move. Our society is changing in some ways, and so I think we need to realize that we can't go back in many ways. I mean, we long to go back in so many normalizing ways, but there are things that are going to change. And so as a church, we also want to be a church of transformation, not just restoration, not just how things used to be. We want to see things how they can be, and that's trusting God with our future as well. So we hope that you can join your story with ours as we continue this journey of faith together. All right, thanks for helping me meander around the property here at the church, and I hope that you have a great day and be blessed, okay? Remember to trust God today. Amen.